think I've heard your story before, and I believe I know your father. He's the man who owns this mill. Now you might think that's a contrivance for the purposes of this story, but that is the way it happened. I cannot say what led Tom Jr. to that particular mill on that particular day. Was it coincidence? Divine intervention? A son's heart? A mother's guiding hand? But there he was. So a meeting was arranged.
Tom.
Yes?
So this is the gentleman I've told you about.
Thank you, Mr. Gridley. I can handle things from here.
Of course. Are we still on for Saturday? Kate's making... Right, later.
I am...
So, you are Thomas Morrison, Jr.
I am. And you are...
Not as easily fooled as my foreman, Mr. Gridley.
Fooled?
You'd best be out of my mill and my town before the constable slaps the irons on you. We have no room for grifters here.
Grifter? I'm no grifter. I've been searching for my father for 5 years.
And you can search for 10 more for all I care.
I have a letter. From my mother. From your wife.
And that is your mistake, lad. You see, she couldn't read or write. Should burn quite nicely, though.
You wouldn't dare. Read it.
Did you not hear me? Get out.
Well, that's it then. Sorry. I found him.
What was that you just said?
I said that's it then. Did you not hear me?
Now that's funny, because that is the last thing my father said to me before I left Scotland.
Is it now?
Who are you?
I am Thomas Morrison, Jr. Your son. You read this letter.
I gave this to him. Before I left, and when I left my father, he... just says she turned to shore. But she spelled shore wrong, because she never learned to read or write. We've got to go. We've got to pack. We've got to get the first ship out.
We can't go.
What are you talking about? We've got to go.
We can't go. Why would we go? She's gone. She died when I was a lad, but a year old. You'll find nothing but an empty house. I'm sorry.
What happened?
She was sick for a long time. Pop took her in. Pop. My grandfather, your father. They came to be very close.
Did they know? I would have been here, near to 2 years. This mill was just up and running. And still, I thought I had a little time. You know, my plan was I'd come here, I'd make my fortune. Everyone was making a fortune here. I'd go back and I'd show your pop I was a captain of industry, as he always said. We'd make things right. We'd find your mother, we'd be a family. And then a week turned into a month. A month turned into a year, and before I knew it, 10 years had gone by. And I had no right to go back to her after 10 years. She'd have moved on. If I'd only known.
If you'd only known what? You would have come back? Or never left in the first place? Pop nor God could have saved her. She would have died, all the same.
But I could have been your father.
Aye. You can be now.
I will be now.